Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Everything. Oh my god. Let's get closed. What? Okay. So if we talk about policies, policies, let me increase the size a little bit. Great. So if we talk about policies, then we have different policies, right? We have been we have an entity-based policy. So we have an entity-based policy, um, entity-based policy. We have resource-based policy. Then we have what do we have? Then we have permission boundaries. But permission boundaries policy or managed policy. Then we have organization policies. Okay, then we have organization based policies. Basically, you can say SCP. Organization's SCP, that is called service control policy. So this you can think of service. We'll talk about that service control policy. Then we have access control list policy. Access control list. And then we have session policies. Okay, if we talk about what we saw right away now is moreover, we talked about, identity-based policy. So this is what we looked for so far now. So we talked about identity-based policy. And in identity-based policy, we do have, um, you know, basically what identity-based policies are those which we allow permissions document that control actions on identity, user or group of users, roles, which can perform on what resources, under what condition. That is identity-based policies. Okay. Then on the identity-based policy, we talked about two type of policies under this. So on identity-based policy, we call it one is called managed policies. Okay, so managed policies, and under managed policies, we do have two policy. One is called AWS, the other is called customer. Okay, so if we say AWS managed policy, and if we say over here, we'll say customer based policy. Okay, customer managed policy. So managed this we talked about. Then also we do have under identity based policy, we do also have one more policy. Okay, which is called inline policy. Okay, so inline policy or policies are basically um, that we add directly to a single user or group or role. Inline policies actually maintain a strict one-to-one relationship between a policy and an entity. So they are deleted when you delete the entity. So when you create an inline policy, that, as I said, it's been completely one-to-one relationship between a policy and an entity, and they will be deleted once you delete the identity. So that's been specific to one policy, right? So one inline policy, that is inline policy. One is policy AWS customer policy. So the policy which we created, we deleted the identity. So let's see, do we have that policy still available? Right, we do have that because the type over here was a customer managed policy. Right, so we do have that. That's because it's a managed policy and it comes under customer. But when we create an inline policy, that will be specific to one user and will be created with one of the user and once with the one-to-one relationship, and when you delete it, it will be deleted automatically. Okay, so that is about identity-based policies. Policies are very important because they define you the access on what extent you can perform when it comes to identity-based policy. Okay, so identity-based policy, inline managed policies, AWS, and customer managed or custom managed policies. Then we have organization, or we call it service control policy. Okay, to understand service, or we'll give a permission boundaries or resource based policies, access control policy. We talk about those policies when it comes to the picture, so don't worry about that. We'll talk about access control list, but on a top of the high, on very top of it, or or when we talk about the top level of, or from the top, you can see, if I talk about only the resource based policy, what are those? Then resource based policies are basically nothing but a JSON policy document that we attach to a resource, such as Amazon S3 bucket. So these policies actually grant the specified permission to perform specific action on that particular resource and defines under what condition this will apply. So if you remember, during the time when we were creating, we have an option of condition when we were trying to create a, when we're trying to create a policy, and if we have specified a condition on that, then that will become a resource-based policy that, okay, when we have a specific resource on which the actions is going to be performed, that will be a resource-based policy. Okay, so to enable this, we just have to, we just have to do nothing but make sure that you have that conditions being fulfilled when you create a policy. Then that time you will see that the policy has been changed and it's been specifically to that resource. So it will be a resource-based policy. For example, if I go to that, okay, so if I edit the policy, okay, so if you see that there are some set of actions, and on all resources, I can say specific to that resource, and then you can have, you can select the bucket. So bucket name is, if you remember, we have a bucket name was Sony demo day one. So if I say Sony demo day one, okay, and then I'll say add. And on the object also, if you want to make sure that it goes to a specific object, that also you can give an restriction to, but I want it to be any object under this particular thing. There is an option over here where you can say, hey, source IP should be coming up from, let's say, 192.168.1.2.23 slash 30, sorry, slash 24 or slash 16, something like that. Okay, and then that's like a condition you have included. You can, it's just a condition that says that, okay, this particular policy will perform this action on this particular resource on the base of this condition when the IP comes from this particular IP address. When the request come from this particular IP address, then only these actions will be performed, otherwise these actions will not be performed. And that you can see on the JSON document. You have conditions on top of it where you see that all the actions which you perform will be on the top of the conditions. Okay, you review policy and then you save the changes. Okay, so that's where your policies comes into, and just refresh it. Okay, if you have specifically managed it to be with the specific resource, then it will become resource-based policy. Okay, these are all the logical terms which we'll talk about, right? So it's completely we don't have different button to create it, but it's a logical terms that we should understand of. Then we also, in this, you can see there's the permission boundaries. Permission boundaries is what you give you, like if you select all your policies, and there is a permission boundary which comes into, like if you now I can edit it. Okay, so if I see that, hold on, can it be scroll lights?
Hey viewers, trying to get into DevSecOps? Enroll for our DevSecOps certified professional programs and earn the certification that shows you are fit for these technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
Okay, so we have a policy usage, policy version, and then we get to it. Okay, just a minute. Open it. Access advisor, policy version, attach. Yeah, we have permission boundaries. We basically use, we can set the permission boundaries on the policies as well. Basically, this has been an IAM permission boundary. So permission boundary is nothing but one more feature in which you set the maximum permission that an identity based policy can grant to an IAM entity. So when you set a permission boundary for an entity, the entity can perform only the actions that are allowed by both its identity based policy and its permission boundaries. So resource based policies that specify the user or the role as the principal are not limited by the permission boundary. An explicit deny in any of these policies actually overrides the allow. So that was the what it comes to a permission boundary. So when you set this permission boundary, then it will become a you have that IAM permission boundaries, and you will call that permission boundaries policies, right? So we have types, but to create that we don't have a specific um, creation, but we implement that with the specific actions which you wanted to perform on. Okay, so that's permission boundaries, and then there is permission boundary, resource boundary. Then we have access control list, which we'll talk about in session policies. As you know, the name is session policies, which is basically talks about advanced session policies. When we use AWS CLI or AWS API to assume a role or a federated user, then this session policies limit the permission that the role or user entity based policies basically grant to that session. So session policies limit permission for a created session, but do not grant any permissions. Okay, that's specific to session permissions. Access control list we'll use to control which principals in other accounts can access the resource to which the access control list is attached. Access control lists are similar to resource-based policy. They are the only policy type does that does not use the JSON policy document structure. So access control lists are cross-account permission policies you can think of that grant permission to specified principals. It's basically to grant permission to entities within the same account. Okay. Then we have service control policy. Service control policy is basically, when you have an organization. Let's say I have an organization which is let's say Sony as itself is an organization, and Sony can have smaller sister organizations, right? So there can be a smaller organization which works under Sony, as Sony being a big, so you can have small organization or a small sister companies which are attached with Sony. So what happens in service control policy is basically in service control policy we in particular this service control policy, we define the maximum permission for account members of that organization or organization unit, which can limit the permission on. So for example, let's say this is a uh, Sony or company, and these are your child sister organization. Then because you are the root company and you own these three companies, you definitely want to share your account with these fellowship companies, which is a sister company of you. So definitely you wanted to share your account with them. So at that particular time, when we share the account services with all of the other, or the child account of, or you can say slave account of my master, then what we usually make sure that some of the services like creation of bucket should be denied, right? So at that time we create a service control policy. So service control policy is basically talks about when you wanted to deny for any of the services which you want to be followed up by your child accounts. Okay, so we'll talk about that much more in detailed manner. Here is an identity based policy. We have inline and managed. AWS customer. organization policy or service control policy, you will be able to create that only when you have an organization. Okay, so if you go to IAM and I go to service control policy, sorry. So when I go to service control policy, it will say that there is no organization in use. Okay, that means I have only one account and I have not shared with any of the child accounts. Okay, so in AWS, this is possible that if you are a master account, you can distribute your account to different child organization, and then from the federated login, they can use your account, and on them you can specify that how much access they can perform, like what actions they can do. Okay, that particular things you can define within the policy. But in service control policy, we don't define the allow, we define the deny. Okay, for example, let's say I don't want all the childs of my organization where I'm going to share my account, I don't want all the child accounts to create a bucket. So I will be definitely, what I will do is I'll in my SCP policy or a service control policy, I'll make sure that everyone is denied by default, like everyone is denied by the services. So service control policy is not for allow, it's for denied, but that will work only when you have organization. And what is an organization? In AWS organization, we actually create, as I said, we have a master account. Let's say I am a root account user with this as an account ID. If I wanted to create an organization and I wanted to distribute my account ID to different people so that they can also access the services which I own, and they can also perform whatever actions I'm performing, because I want them to do so. If you want them to do so, the root account will be charged, but the services will be consumed by the complete um, complete child organization accounts. Okay, so it's just like that. And service control policy is basically for deny, like if you wanted to deny for any of the service to be created, to be used, to be consumed by the child of your accounts, then at that particular time you use a service control policy, which will work only when you have an organization of your master account. If you don't have an organization on your master account, this will not work. Okay, so before we discuss what organization and all about, let me just stop sharing my screen. I think Monica has joined us to take you guys to the AWS accounts. So Monica, are you there?
Uh, yes, I'm here.
Great. So Monica, can you take these people that how they can access the labs and also?
Yeah, yes. Can someone share the screen? I'll go with that.
I'll make you presenter now.
No, can someone share the screen because people have to register, so it will be easy. I'll guide them.
Okay. So anyone from the crowd, you wanted to share your screen, Monica will guide you to create your account and how to use it.
And one more thing, have you given any jump box server to do this, or is it
Mm,
a corporate laptops?
they have a corporate laptops.
Okay. Vinay, is there any jump box server has been given to them? Hello.
No, no. I'm using my personal laptop and already I installed Kali Linux
Okay.
and already I have my personal AWS account.
Okay. Okay. No, I mean the organizer Vinay. Sorry. Usually, okay. Can someone of you share the screen? We'll go through with it.
I can share the
Uh,
screen, but currently I think it's disabled for us.
Okay.
yeah, I'll make you
Can
presenter. Laksha,
Okay.
I'll make you presenter. Okay. Uh, I believe now you will be able to share.
Hey viewers, our Master in DevOps engineering program can help you to hone the skills necessary to succeed in high-level DevOps positions. So, what are you waiting for? Enroll now and earn certification that show you are keeping pace with today's technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
Yeah. Can you open any browser? So here go to courseandlabs.com.
Is this correct?
Yes, courseandlabs.com. Yes, correct. I have also pinged the link over chat box.
Yeah.
Yeah, here go click on account.
Okay.
Here click on register. I hope everyone is also following. If I'm fast, just stop me. I'll wait. And give your email ID password. Uh, Make sure that you are giving right valid email ID. So it will be sending an verification code. You need to put that verification code.
Okay, let me check my email just a second.
Yeah.
838489. Okay.
Sign up. Yes. Now log in with the same email ID and password you have provided.
They have given some steps there. Just you have to insert, then it will pop up something. Last nothing, you have to get the same thing. You are not able to activate, is it?
Yeah. Is everyone good till here? Guys, can I continue further? Yeah.
Repeat once again. Hello.
Yes.
Can you repeat once again?
I mean, can I continue further, or do you want me to stop here and tell whatever I have
No.
told?
Yeah. No. No. So you continue once again.
Everyone. Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. Yes, I log in. You can continue.
Yeah. Thank you. So now click on join class, that is here. Yeah. Yeah, I have provided class ID and class password in the chat box. It will be Spring People. Class ID is all smalls. SPRING PEOPLE. Yes. Class password would be AWS 456. Yes, correct. Join. Click on join. Yes. So this is your allocated AWS account. Click on the arrow mark on the purple block. Yes. So now provision lab.
Sorry, what is the password?
I have provided in the chat box.
Oh.
Class ID and password. Both. So everyone will be getting a purple block which says AWS allocated. On that block, click that arrow mark over there. So you will be redirected to this page, and you have to click on Provision Lab here. This pop-up will appear. Can I continue, guys? Hello?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Now click on Confirm here. Yeah, it will take like 2 to 3 minutes to get your account provisioned. So wait for 2 to 3 minutes.
Hey viewers, are you looking for formal training on SRE practices? Take our SRE program. This course will teach you how to successfully implement site reliability engineering in the modern day 24/7 services. Kickstart your SRE training today. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
Can you refresh it again, please? Yeah, here you'll be getting the Access Lab. Scroll down. This will be your username and password. If you click on More Details, can you click on More Details, Raksha, please?
Sorry, should I have to note down the username and password?
Not required. You are given a copy button over there. It will, if you click on that copy button, the text will get copied without any unnecessary characters.
Okay.
Okay, if you click on more details, you will get the all the account details like account ID, region, secret key, and access ID. Now click on View Console.
Okay.
Yeah, this will open in a new tab.
Practice areas are
You have to copy account ID.
what I'm doing now.
Go to Course and Labs tab. Course and
Sorry, I
Labs tab.
missed.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
More details. Take account ID. Copy account ID. Yes. Now go to Amazon console. IAM user. Yeah. Give the account ID here and click on next. Yes. Now go to Course and Labs tab again. Get username. Yes. Paste it here and the same way get the password as well. And sign in. So this is your AWS account in North Virginia region. And one more thing I just wanted to tell you is please do not delete any IAM roles that have been already here. That's one thing I just wanted to tell you. So mostly till here it is set up, and trainer can take it forward from here.
Thank you, Monica.
No problem, Basant.
Raksha, will you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any issues still here?
There is no response either. I'm not audible. Okay. So we have a final appraisal on November 26th.
Hello? Hello?
I think everyone is clear, Monica.
Okay.
Great.
Okay. Yeah. So
Raksha, can you share your screen again?
can I
Yes,
drop
Monica,
off?
you can drop off. You
Yeah,
can drop off.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Raksha. Raksha, can you come back to Course and Labs tab on the top?
Just a minute. Srilata has messaged me. What is the issue, Srilata? Can you share your screen?
It says user doesn't exist.
Okay. Can you share your screen, please?
I should give Sony email ID, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, you have to register before you are logging in. Have you
Register.
registered? Yeah, you have to register first before logging in.
Okay. So anyway, Raksha has logged in, right? So I can just see her screen, right? Is it okay, Raksha?
Yeah, Raksha have registered first and then she logged in.
Okay, okay. Then I can see the your Raksha screen, right? Or do I have to do it login if I want the lab?
If you
Um,
want the lab, then you definitely
you
need to
want-
have a separate
yes,
I've
account.
already registered for the course actually.
Not for the course, Lata. You have to
Okay.
register for the labs as well. So
go to
Monica has, yeah.
go to courseandlabs.com. There
Ah, there is
on
a
the
live one.
right side there is an account. Click on that. There will be a pop-up.
Yes, I
Below
clicked
the
on that account only.
below that pop-up you see register question mark link will be there. Click on that link. Provide the credentials like username, your name and password.
That's what in
And
that course and labs login page only. I am giving my Sony email address
yes, correct.
and
It
password
would
also
be
I am
better if
giving.
you share the
Can
screen.
you share your screen?
Okay.
Yeah,
Can
click
you
on
see now?
register first. Click on register first. Yes.
Okay.
Here,
Shakira.
yes. Yeah. Click on sign up. So you will be given a verification code. So password
Password did
should
not
be,
come from.
yes, it should have 7 characters at least, and with one uppercase, one lowercase, one special character, and one numerical value.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you will be getting a verification code. Take that code.
To my email ID.
Yeah, whatever you have given. Srilata Narayan one.
I haven't
It,
got it now.
it will come from Archiplay. Is there any way it might go into spam? I don't know.
095314. Okay, I got it.
Yeah. No, remove it. Sign up now. Yeah,
Okay.
now log in with the same credentials you have provided.
Okay.
Yeah, now click on join class. Right side. Join class. The blue color button. Yeah. Class ID will be Spring People. SPRING.
Okay.
SPRING. Yes. AWS 456 is the password. Join the class. No, you have to click on join. You shouldn't click outside. Srilata, you have to click on join or else you will not get the lab.
Okay. Class ID is what?
Class ID is Spring People. Class password is AWS 456.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.